Hi guys, Lindsay
And Tracy.
here with Storybook Family Farm. So today we kind of got like the deal of a lifetime. We went to pick up hay from our normal hay dealer. It's kind of like a drug dealer, but much cooler because they deal hay. Because goats eat hay, not drugs. But anyways, so we got a hold of her because we were almost out of hay, and I was like, hey, can we pick up, some hay either today or tomorrow? And she's like, actually, today works perfectly because I have a lot going on that I actually need to move all of my hay. And I was like, okay, like that works. So we picked up, the first load was 15 bales of hay and stuff. And originally she had said that she wasn't that was gonna be the rest of what she could sell us and stuff because she needed to make sure that she had enough to provide for her cows and stuff. So we were like kind of in a scramble, like trying to figure out like what we was gonna do and yada yada yada. Well, whenever we were there and loading up, she had mentioned that they were getting new concrete poured in their barn that had all their hay for storage and stuff. So I had jokingly said, well, if you don't know what to do with all this hay, like, we could take it. Well, by the time we got home and got unloaded with the first bale, or the first truckload, she texted me and was like, hey, are you serious? Like, can you take this? And I'm like, yeah. So we ended up getting the hay for
a little under $2.50 a bale.
Yeah, Tracy did the math while I was driving and stuff after getting all the hay and stuff. So basically our woodshed now that has, which I'm sure you guys have seen the videos where I showed you guys how much wood we have in the woodshed and all that stuff. Now there's pretty much not a walkway in there.
Except right at the beginning.
Yeah. So as we get more hay cycled through and stuff, then, obviously we'll have more of a walkway. And thankfully, we have the mini splits, so then that way, in the shorter seasons, we don't have to burn firewood. Like today, we don't have to worry about wood to be burnt or anything like that. Plus, our wood burner is still not 100% hooked up. We are still waiting for the last bracket to be put in and the last piece of pipe outside to be put in. And then we also do have to hook up the inside, which that won't take very much time or be very difficult. We just haven't really prioritized doing that because can't have a fire yet. The outside's not done. But yeah, so I have started a little bit on doing the living room. That's where we're sitting at now. The living room is the worst room in this entire house, and it's been one that we've just sort of been pushing off on doing anything with, simply because it's kind of like the catch-all for everything. So when you walk into the house, Nala, you have to move. Nala wants to be in the video apparently.
Only
Guess
briefly.
not. Only her tail was permitted. But so when you first walk into the house, you walk into the living room, and naturally when we started moving stuff in, it became a catch-all for all of our boxes and all of our stuff and all of our belongings to just set it in the living room because, we're just dropping things off. So since gardening season is like completely over with, we have been working on actually unpacking things and putting things away, which naturally has led to us wanting to do more renovation stuff on the inside of the house.
We had room in the basement to store stuff. We just had to organize the basement. So I've been able to get that done and get a lot of stuff moved to the basement to store it.
Yeah. So also progress has kind of slowed down too with doing renovation projects. Not just because Tracy started working, which, she does enjoy her job. For those of you that have been asking and have been wondering, she does like it. It's not a hard job. It's actually a really simple job. She's working in like a group home type setting. So she's essentially being like a home health aide for people that live in a group home. So it's really super simple and laid back and, easy as peasy and, free food. So she kind of likes that because she gets to cook for everybody and then she gets to eat whatever they have.
Yeah.
So it works out.
I don't have to pack a lunch.
Yeah, that is nice. I don't have to pack her a lunch in the mornings and stuff. But yeah, so when you keep elbowing me.
Sorry.
So
I'm really itchy from the hay. I need to get a shower.
Yeah, we both do. Like, we have hay in places that you don't want to know about. But so how it's been throughout the week, she doesn't have to work weekends, which is really nice. But so how it's been throughout the week is when her and Willie get up for school, and he gets up for school, she gets up for work. So they both end up having to shower, and then they leave roundabouts the same exact time. So then that leaves me to go outside and go hunting in the morning. So I've been going hunting until probably like 8:30-ish. And then I scrambled to try to get all the animals taken care of. And I also got like a little like subcontracting gig going on right now for a friend. So I've been working on her house, doing some drywall and that sort of a thing. So then in my time that I am home, that I'm not out in the woods trying to get a deer, the deer are actively in rut right now, so there's a lot of deer moving around. So I've been really trying the last few days to try to get out there as much as possible to up our chances of getting a deer. But so when I'm not doing that, I've been actually at my friend's house working on her place. So it's been kind of a chaotic and hectic week. But so I've been doing drywall for her, just like patching holes and fixing things and that sort of a thing. But so I also did kind of sort of start in the living room. Before we got this place, there was like a chimney fire or something like that had happened. So behind where the wood stove was at, there was a lot of like fire damage where the old wood stove would have gone out into the chimney that was not up to code, not up to par. It was very hazardous. So that has been fully removed. The proper through the wall kit and the proper triple wall chimney piping is all outside, so we shouldn't have to worry about any sort of like crazy fires or anything like that. But so I've been working on putting drywall over and covering up all of the fire damage and that sort of a thing, just to try to make it so it's more like complete in here, because this room is basically a very big eyesore and a very big embarrassment.
Yeah, it's the first room you come in and it looks the worst.
Yeah, so at one point there was paneling up in this room, and when I took the mantelpiece off of the fireplace because it was made of wood and it was a fire hazard, I realized that they initially, on top of the drywall that's behind us, they had like a foam board that they had glued to the wall, and then on top of that there was paneling, yeah, on there. So everywhere around the living room there is holes from when the house was added insulation in, and then there's glue marks all over the place. So it basically looks like a 3-year-old had their way with a caulk gun in the living room. So it's unsightly. But
they also had a drop ceiling in here that apparently the people before us didn't like, so they tore it all out. So when you look up, you see the floor joists and floorboards for upstairs.
Yeah, and that right there is the mini split. That's what the indoor unit looks like. But yeah, so it's been a challenge to continuously live in a space that is so incomplete. To have a fixer-upper that's a long-term, like you're living in it, legitimately living in it, has been hard. And then to also be homesteading while living in a construction zone is very, very difficult. It's quite trying too on your patience to have tools lying around all over the place, and then still have to have like the dogs and the cats and stuff in here, and trying to work on stuff.
The nice thing is the rest of the house pretty much just needs new flooring and paint.
Yeah, which we've gotten a good bit along with the paint.
In the bathroom, we're going to replace the bathtub.
Yeah, the toilet in the bathroom is new. When we got this place, they had already purchased a new sink for the bathroom. So it's actually pretty nice. It has like the marble top on it. They'd gotten it from Habitat for Humanity and just left it on the kitchen floor. So that was one of the first things that we did actually when we got this place, was because the house needed replumbed anyway. So we replumbed for the new sink, which was really heavy. It was really hard to move that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a relative of Tracy's actually is giving us a bathtub. We bartered a few hours of labor for a new bathtub. So, by the end of this wintertime, the entire bathroom will be completely done. Like all new sink, toilet, tub, the whole shebang. So then it just leaves, the only thing left for us to purchase is different flooring, because we do not like the flooring that's in there, and it wasn't installed properly anyways. Even though everybody comments of how nice the Pergo looks, it wasn't installed properly.
So we have big gaps around the outside of the floor that we can't really fix.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. But so, yeah, this wintertime, I am planning on doing a massive amount of work in the house, just to try to get it to a state of more completeness, because like I'm the type of person that does not like having things left undone, does not like looking at broken things. Like I am a fix-it type of person. Like I want to fix everything. So it really has been bothersome to have a house that is so incomplete. and not be able to devote all of my attention to it. So hopefully I can get a deer here soon so I can quit like piddling around with being out in the woods and stuff. There's been a lot of deer traffic. Like tonight I went out and I seen 6 deer, but they were not anywhere close to our property. Like they were a couple hundred yards away.
I seen 7, but they were across the road in somebody else's property.
Yeah.
With cows in sight in line, so...
Yeah, yesterday morning, there was actually 7 that walked through our property. There was a big grouping of them, and I did take a shot at a buck. I'm assuming that it was like part mule deer from the deer farm that is next door, because he did look kind of funny and stuff. He just didn't look quite like a whitetail, but it is what it is. But so anyways, I took a shot at him, but there was a twig in the way, and my arrow hit the twig and went and basically bypassed him. It almost felt like and looked like there was like a force field that was around the buck and stuff, because like the arrow was going straight and then went right around him. So it was kind of comical, but in the way that kind of made me want to cry. But so then last night I also went out and I seen 4 deer. So I mean, and 2 of which were actually like on our property. They were just too far away for me to get a shot off, because I do hunt with a recurve bow. I don't have like a super long range. It's not like I'm hunting with a crossbow that I have like a 60-yard range. I only have like a 20 to 30-yard range if I'm lucky and stuff. So it's just, it works for the amount of land that we have, because I am kind of hunting towards the property line because that's where the deer come through at. But yeah, if I was hunting a larger piece of property, I would definitely want to use like a crossbow or just wait till gun season. But there's not that much space for me to hunt back here anyways. But yeah, so it's been a very busy week and a busy weekend so far. Like we literally, how many loads of hay did we get? 4 truckloads or something? Was it 5?
5, because the first load was 15, and then we did 4 after that.
Yeah.
After they said, hey, do you want the rest of this hay?
Yeah, and mind you, we only have a Ranger. So it was like a scene from like the Beverly Hillbillies and stuff. Like we had the biggest load that was 21 bales of hay.
21 bales of hay in a Ranger's 4 high.
Yeah, it was higher than the cab of the truck. And I went around the one turn, and I was only doing maybe like 7 miles per hour. And like we had the hay ratchet strapped in, okay, for safety's sake, because it's very bumpy roads. But so I went around the one turn at like 10 miles an hour at tops because I was turning onto a different road. And right after I straightened up for making the turn, I like heard this weird noise, and I look out the side mirror and I see 2 bales of hay like dangling off of the truck, and I was like, oh, this is not good. So we were about halfway home, so we had like a 2.5 miles left to go or so. But so we used like a bungee cord to just bungee cord it to other bales of hay, because like what else are you gonna do? Like I'm not gonna restack the whole truck on the side of the road.
No.
But yeah, so we have close to 90 bales here now.
We have 89.
Yeah.
And a partial.
Yeah, so basically almost 90 bales of hay here now. So that should get us through the entire winter and a good way through the spring. So hopefully we won't have to do any more hay runs anytime soon, because like that's a lot of work, and because the ground is really wet right now from getting so much rain.
We can't get our truck close to where we store the hay.
Yeah, so we used a wagon and a wheelbarrow to haul everything back to the woodshed. So that was kind of a bit of a doozy.
Yeah, I figured out that I can carry 4 to 5 bales on the wagon.
Oh, you got a stack to 5.
I had 5 on there, the one, because I didn't want to make an extra trip, and I had figured out I could do 4 safely.
Yeah.
So I figured that I was going to figure out how to get a 5th one on there, because I was not making another trip for 1 bale of hay.
Yeah. But, yeah, so the last truckload Tracy actually unloaded solo, because...
That was 21 bales on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I knocked a whole bunch of the bales off on the ground before I ran out to the woods to go hunt. We do have enough deer meat that if we don't get a deer this year, like we still will be able to, carry us through to the next hunting season. But we don't buy cow, like we don't buy beef. We greatly prefer the taste of venison. So that's why I've been out so much, because of the fact that
we will eat beef if we go someplace and that's what they're having.
Yeah.
But
we
at
don't buy
home,
it.
we don't buy it.
We haven't bought beef in like on a regular basis in probably like 9 years or so, because we've been very lucky to have gotten deer.
And we're assuming once the goats are having more babies and stuff that will help supplement too.
Yeah, we might. I don't really know. That's still kind of a thing that's up in the air and stuff, just because ours, they would be like a year old before they were like sized to butcher. So I mean, that's a really long time to raise an animal that's only going to give you like, maybe if you're lucky, 20 pounds of meat. So I don't really know. Hello, Simba. He apparently wants to be on camera more than Nala does. But yeah, so we're going to cut this off now so that way we can get a shower before we go to bed, because both of us are incredibly itchy. It was very difficult to sit in the woods with all the hay like stuck to my body and stuff, without like to try to sit still and not like just be like and stuff, because there was like hay in my socks, and just
I don't have socks on anymore.
Yeah, I know. But I could smell it.
They were wet from sweat.
Like I said, I could smell it. But yeah, so that's all that's been going on with us for the last week. And that's also why there hasn't been very many videos, because I'm not going to film a video when I'm not at home. And I'm not going to be like one of them crazy people that films while driving. That's just...
And I'm only home 1 day a week through the week now. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a market day, so...
chances are we're not filming that day.
Yeah. But anyways, if you're enjoying our content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.